Technical difficulties, man. I hope we are back now. Hopefully, we can get everybody plugged in. Not sure what happened there, but hopefully the signals are on point. Everybody's back on, so we'll give it a second for everybody to kind of jump back in. Some technical difficulties, man. Sometimes when you're doing, amazing work, the powers that be just kind of like, get in the way. You know what I mean? So we're gonna try this again. Hopefully, we can get all of our brothers back. We got Don. Yes, peace, man. Got some technical difficulties, man. But we're gonna make it happen, though.
That's all good. Yo, I just wanted to
Yeah.
say real quick, shout out to the Nemesis in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Nemesis is next, man. We got to get him featured on this, man. Y'all don't even know it. Y'all don't even know what Nemesis. He's an OG out here, eh? Been doing this from time. He ain't new to this. Yo, mad respect to Nem. I love seeing the movements and the growth. You know what I'm saying? I know we got to get him featured on here because he's someone who has like a lot of expertise and wisdom and knowledge.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
that way. Yeah, I just told Fame that we shut down the other live, so he's gonna jump back into this.
Okay, proper.
Yes.
Appreciate everybody's patience.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We 14 deep. You know the people still with us.
Right.
That's it.
Yo, move over, Maury Show. There's a new morning show on deck, bro. We in the place, dog.
No cap.
There we go. All right, and we're back. We're back. All right.
Yes, sir.
We back.
Yeah.
Yeah, fam. Where was we at with the check-ins?
So, as we're just opening it up to the crowd, so everybody who's joining us in the chat, you know how we start things up. Just throw how you're feeling from a 1 to 10 in the chat, so we know one. I'll take the reins. I'm feeling about like maybe a 7. Last week was a really challenging week for me. I felt like I was facing a lot of my demons in the sense of like my artistry and like my passionate service. Sometimes like some of the demons I was battling was like envy. You know what I mean? Like I'm feeling like I deserve more exposure, or like feeling like I'm not getting my flowers, or feeling like it's just difficult to get the opportunity that you feel like you're ready for or you're looking for.
Yeah.
So I think that I was dealing with a lot of entitlement energy last week rather than, the humble energy that I'm used to approaching things with. But, like I think just trying to find out the balance, and then just dealing with the topics of last week, grieving and coping skills, I felt like that kind of intersected with my own struggles that week. So, when we think of grief and grieving, we think sometimes about like the loss, but like reframing the loss as like something that you think you should have but don't have, that can kind of connect the ideas of grieving. So I felt like good grief. Like that's what
word.
But like this week sun shining, no opportunities. I'm trying to get better at like rechanneling the energy when things aren't going your way, or like when you feel like you're hitting the brick wall, you know what I mean? So I'm blessed, I'm happy. Let's get it.
Nah, most definitely.
Love. Mars, that's you, fam.
Yes, sir.
You safe? Today I'm feeling like a 10 still,
Team 10, yo. Yeah. Team 10.
You know what I'm saying? First, shout out to Fame. Fame, I've been seeing you doing your thing for a little while since I've been doing my thing in music too. And
appreciate it.
It's good to see that we cross paths and, mans are doing positive things, fam. So, it's good to see you on the platform, cuz.
Much respect, bro. I appreciate that.
You don't know, fam. And True say too, it's funny how things work full circle, cuz I think you like posted a picture with him on Instagram. I'm not sure the brother's name, but I used to hang in the Esplanade when I was younger,
Okay.
So I know one of your people them still. I seen him jump on the car too, so he probably leave a comment or something like that,
You don't know his name at all?
Mm-hmm. Nah, I just know cuz he had like some gold in his mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Is he light skinned?
Yeah, brother.
Tattoos?
Yeah.
Yo, it's probably my brother still. He's right there.
Yeah, see, he's there right there.
Yeah, that's my brother.
Okay, there you go.
Sir. Yo, fun fact, we actually, we're in 2021, so we actually met in 2019.
Word.
No, I lied, 2018 for the first time ever in our life, so it's crazy. I didn't know I was related to him, but I knew of him and he knew of me, but it was just crazy. Like, we're actually brothers still.
Yeah, that's peace, fam.
That's
Also, shout out to cuz,
Yeah,
Not for
shout
Yeah,
sure.
out
fam.
to
Like
you.
everything is blessed with me. You know, like your voice said last week was a little rough week for myself. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I was in a state of grief. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just things going on not only in my life, but other people that I love is going on in their life too. And like,
Mm-hmm.
man, them are empathetic. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes we add on the rules outside of our power, and we
Of
just want
course.
to do everything we can to just stop the nonsense or whatever. But all we can really do is our part. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's it. That's facts. That's facts. I definitely agree
Yeah,
with
fam.
that.
And the way that I kind of got some closure from that, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Logic and the Zero Gun Violence Movement. I actually got presented an award for community development
I
that I made.
seen that, yo.
So
Congratulations, man. For real.
thank you, fam.
Yeah, man.
Thank you
Yo,
very
big
much.
up, fam. Salute, yo.
Big up.
Salute.
For real. That was dope. That was really dope.
Thank you very
I know
much.
you didn't see it
So,
coming. I know you didn't see it coming.
nah, I didn't. I
That
didn't,
way,
fam.
bro.
You
But
deserve that.
it's
You
very
deserve that.
thank you, fam. It's very humbling and like, it's just motivating me to like, even though in the moments where I'm frustrated and I feel like I'm kind of helpless, just keep pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? Because we're impacting people more than we even see, and
Before you,
it's all
yeah,
about the intention. You know what I'm saying?
That
exactly,
way.
exactly.
Yeah,
I
fam.
don't know
So
if you guys are religious, but like I always believe like God has a plan for us. You know what I mean? And we're just on the path. We just got to figure it out. You don't always know
100%.
what's to come, but it's already planned out for you. You know what I mean?
there you go, King.
That's
That's
it,
it.
Yeah,
man.
fam.
Spiritual connection.
I'm blessed. I'm a 10. Let's get into it. I'm glad to have you here, cuz.
Nah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
So,
man. No,
Nah,
that's
sir,
peace, man.
for sure.
So kind of just like continue off the backs of like what we mentioned before about dealing with like grief and just like processing emotions. We know that like art plays like a real big position when it comes to like healing and
yes.
going through certain emotions. You know what I mean? So fame what is the connection between like art and like just like processing emotions and healing for you?
Yeah, so for me, like the reason why I even got into music in the first place, I started really young, like writing and stuff, was because it was my way of venting and getting my emotions out there. I was never someone who liked to like really talk to people about what's going on. I didn't want to feel like a burden or like kind of like, oh, I need your guys' help or something like that. Just wasn't my personality. There's nothing wrong with getting help and talking to people. I actually feel like it's very important. It's just
Real.
in the beginning stage of my career, that wasn't my way of coping with things. It was strictly just go to the booth, write music, record, and get that out there. You know what I'm saying? And it actually it's pretty cool because when I started doing that, people would reach out to me and be like, "Yo, like I really connected to that song," or a certain record really touched them because they could relate to it, and then it kind of made me feel like I had like a superpower or something, like I had a purpose. You know what I mean? So it was good for me to just strictly go and put the feelings into the music, so I could like touch more people and let people know they're not alone.
Oh, that's powerful.
Yeah, so
Well said.
that's more of my way with coping with, things that might have me feeling down or feeling like a five, for example. I usually just hit the studio and just say how I feel.
Amazing. And Mars, what's your take on that? Because I know you got some tunes, and you're always in the
Sure.
studio building.
Yeah. Well, like, same thing kind of with Fame. I mean, with Fame, and also it's like, I feel like with my music, it allows me to connect with myself and other people in a way that I can't when I'm having a conversation with you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm very like, I'd say like I'm an outgoing person, but I'm very like surface level. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't really elaborate too much. I know I'm outspoken, but there's a
Right.
lot of things I can't tell people about myself in a simple conversation. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
there's
so you
some
gotta kind of
things,
ask certain things to get it out.
yeah, fam, and there's some things I don't even fully address with myself,
Yeah.
unless I'm writing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
when I'm writing and I'm able to like celebrate and validate these emotions in a creative way,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Hit a 1-2 dab, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah,
Put some sauce
it's
on that joint.
exactly, fam. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's just blessed, because sometimes it's like the hardest things that we go through, we put it in a song, and then when we hear that song, we see that time, we feel that pain, but we can celebrate it.
Of
And
course.
then
Of course.
and then you have folks coming to you being like, "Yo, fam, what you said in that song, it really resided with me." You know what I'm saying? So now I'm
Yeah.
I'm imagining, what if I never said that?
Oh,
Exactly.
for sure.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So
And
that's what.
that goes back to what I was saying with like God having a plan for you. Like everything is very calculated. You just don't know it. You know what I mean? It's already planned out. So it's like that's your purpose right there. You have the music. You know what I'm saying? Your
Yeah.
voice is powerful. So don't ever take that
It's
for granted.
almost yeah, like it's almost like we go through these struggles in order to like give someone else an example to be like, okay, you can kind of
Exactly.
go through this too, or you're not alone, really. You know,
Real.
Exactly.
it's
Exactly.
interesting how that could happen.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
I agree.
Yes, Don. What's your perspective on healing and the arts?
I'd say a lot of the same things that Mars and Fame said. You know, like being an artist myself, I find that when I'm making music, some of my most like potent verses or my most potent songs are like conversations that I'm just having with myself, or like
Mm,
realizations that I'm just having with myself, and I'm putting it on paper. And I think like even just with like just the phenomenon of having common conversations, sometimes you're like in a group setting, let's just say like, yo, you and your audience when you're making music is your group setting, like you raising certain ideas, concept, concerns to the table kind of gives them freedom to really like, oh, yo, I was feeling that, and yo, this is where it actually intersects in my life, you know. So I feel like for me, arts and like just creating is like the bridge, you know what I mean? Like it really connects the worlds, and it really like it helps hold people up, you know what I mean?
right, right.
Real though.
Definitely. I agree with that. Yes, sir.
Logic. What about yourself, King?
Yeah. You know, when I think of like arts and healing, it's definitely like this like spiritual connection for me. You know, like when I got into music, very similar to Fame. You know, it was like my outlet. You know, I was kind of like a quiet, introverted type person, but like when I would write, like, you know, like my penmanship would just like, you know, open up worlds and whatnot. So it was kind of like my way of just like getting out like the emotions that I'm like, you know, dealing with, and
Yeah.
not necessarily like trying to find like a solution, but just kind of like to like work through the process. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's not even about like having a destination or an answer, but it's like I'm experiencing this and this is how it's coming out. And you know, without having like any kind of like judgment to it, but just accepting it for what it is. And then from having that understanding, you know, there comes a level of like acceptance. And I think like when you have like certain level of acceptance, you can heal and also face like what you're going through, you know. So music for me has always been like a tool of like overcoming situations, or just trying to find like a way through things, you know, like trying to find some type of direction, some type of guidance or whatnot.
Yeah.
So like music has always been that way for sure.
Well
Yeah,
said.
music is super powerful, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is, you know, just to add to it, because like when I think about when it comes to like art communities and whatnot, a lot of us don't have access to like traditional forms of like therapy, and you know that costs money and all these different things. So for a lot of us, like the arts and music, or even if you play ball, like whatever it is, whatever creative outlet, like that's our way of like, you know, of dealing with therapy and going through.
Coping with
Real.
things. Yeah. Not for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now, I know there's some comments in the chat. I don't know if someone wants to take the lead on that and
I can check it out.
we're adding on. Yeah. But we appreciate everybody for coming through.
Yeah.
You know,
Share the
let
live.
us know
Share the
how,
live.
yeah, man. Let us know how like arts and healing, you know, shows up in your life as well. I don't know if you're an artist or, you know, a creative or something like that, you know, or just a fan of the two. You know, if you want to share, you can add in some perspectives.
Okay, so we got a 1-2 comment. Feel, heal, dance said, oh, I love that. Feel, heal, and dance. Cool enough.
All right.
Definitely look into creative arts therapy. I'm a creative arts therapist, and it bridges us as artists with the healing concepts of psychotherapy.
Okay.
Also, that's Feel, Heal, and Dance, everybody. So, you know, if you guys
I'm
want
gonna
to
check
learn
them
more
out.
about...
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, fam.
Nah, I'm always open to learning different things, so I'll check them out for sure.
Yeah, for sure,
That sounds
for sure.
dope. That sounds
Yeah.
dope.
Feel, heal, dance. Like, that sounds like being really like present in like your senses and what's around you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Being super aware and being grounded in that. So I like that, you know.
So, one of the homies said, big ups. Yo, big up, cuzzo. You done, no?
Mm-hmm.
Happy Go Barb asked, yo, are you Canadian, Fame?
Yeah, I am. See, I'm not from Toronto, but I got the
There you
Toronto hat
go.
on, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
He's Canadian, y'all.
Saga City, yo.
Saga City 905, man. No cap.
G.
OSOG.
No doubt.
Snowed for why I said artists speaking the truth is always a help. Makes us know that we're not alone.
Mm.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I kind of want to build on that. Like when I hear like artists speaking the truth, like what I hear is artists being vulnerable. You know what I mean? Because there's a certain like when artists are vulnerable, like there's certain songs that I hear and I'm like, yo, I can't believe he said that. Like that's brave. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, he's really just exposing himself and letting himself out there, but there is a power in that. You know, it lets us know that, yo, these guys are human too. We may see all like the photo ops and the nice videos and whatever, but at the same time, it's like, yo, they're human just like everybody. And I always love when artists show that because it gives us permission for us to be vulnerable with ourselves. And then from there, we can build, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely.
And it's easy to think of like the artist on a certain pedestal when it comes to like, we'll say social status, you know? So it's easy to understand why, like, you know, that relationship is there, you know, why you think about like artists want, like why artists need to connect with people and give the truth is because like people want to see like people in that status at that certain level, you know, giving it the real, you know, because it's so performative. Sometimes they expect you to packaged in a certain way as an artist. It's like, yo, crossing that fourth wall is really just speaking your piece and like saying walk on with you know what I mean?
Well said, fam.
Gotta believe in yourself. No cap. That's it.
You know? And yo, just to build on top of that, your boy, yo, it's facts. Because I feel like, well, not everybody is an artist, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there may be a lot of people who like rap and stuff like that, but like articulate, you know what I'm saying, and vulnerable, you know, it has a lot to do with rap, but like it's a different element, you know? And I like what you said, because it's true, fam, you know? Like, even myself, when I was young, I wasn't rapping when I was young, you know what I'm saying, unless I was doing freestyles with my homies. But the artists that I really looked up to, so for an example, off the top, I can just say like Lil Wayne, you know, 50. Before I really got in tune to who I was, and I was just, okay, I know I like that song or whatever. Yo, it's true, fam. Like, we don't have that voice, you know what I'm saying? So the people that we look up to and the artists that we listen to and stuff like that, like, they speak for us, you know?
Yeah.
So it's good to hear people talk on like some like human things, fam, you know what I'm saying? Because now, you know, your biggest dream in the world could be like, yo, I want to meet 50 Cent or I want to meet Michael Jackson, XYZ, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But hearing them validate something maybe you're going through in their song or like making a real personal connection with you, it makes you see them in a whole different light. It makes you just want to go.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
I'm saying.
Someone left a big comment. That's a big comment.
Jump on that. Big up Segan says, yo, big up, massive big up for Segan. You know, one of our artists. I find that.
In the chat.
So, I learned that I may not be a traditional artist. I find that I'm a life artist and figure out how to bring that into life. Marley, I was just talking about the concept of articulate. Love the vibe, yo. And yo, that's super, super a really good like distinction because
you got next one.
Oh shit, I'm gonna jump on that one after. I think like even when the way that Nike approaches things, you know, they look at the world like and they say every person is an athlete. And then you're thinking like, but I don't play no sports. Nah, yo, if you live, you're an athlete. Everything we do is athletic. Walking upstairs, athletic, yo. Trying to sit down, athletic, all of these things, right? So if you apply that thinking to the arts, yo, really we're all artists, yo. Living life is art. Real shit, you know, like different ways of thinking about things, different philosophies, perspectives, like those all inform our creative process. And there is no way in this life that you haven't created something before. There's no way.
The world is your canvas. The world is your canvas.
Right?
Yep.
That's it, man. Is there any more comments to follow up on?
Yeah, Mars, do you want to get that next one?
Yeah, I got you. That's Brother Jules from one of our past boys participants.
Big up Jules.
You don't know. He said, I feel that music and sports is so big in our communities because of what Logic said. We don't have access to therapy, so music and sports becomes that for us. And it causes a personal connection with us. Well said.
Yep. Fair snap.
Yep.
And you know, shout out to Jules. You know what I'm saying? He be making music. He be on the court. I see you, brother. Keep doing it.
Yep.
I'm saying.
Yo, man, that's peace, man. But yeah, to keep the conversation going, you know, so there's like a connection between like, you know, like arts, healing, and community work. You know, now I know, Fame, that we've had some conversations, you know, about music and you utilizing your platform to, like, you know, kind of give back. So like, why don't you talk a bit about like that process and like what was going through your mind and what led you to those actions?
With just giving back to the community throughout like the Take Me Away
What
process, or
exactly? Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, to be honest, like it's if I'm gonna talk about that, I gotta go like even behind that because
All
I've
right.
always been giving back to the community. It's always been like a thing for me. I know, like you remember like you see me like on your ends actually like giving out like things to the homeless and stuff in the past.
No doubt.
So it's like it's always been something I've been passionate about. Even like take away the music, it just so happens that I have a platform so I can share what I like to do. You know what I mean? And with that, I can inspire others to do the same. But that's something I've always been entitled to do. Like, yo, I really want to give back to the community as much as possible. And with Take Me Away, it was like I want to spread awareness, but also give back at the same time to kind of like show people like I'm not only preaching it, I'm doing the same thing that I'm telling you guys to do. So I got to lead by example. So that's kind of what really motivated me to add that into the campaign as well of that release.
That's
Yeah.
powerful.
For sure.
Yeah, well, it's powerful. Like, I love when artists like really, you know, take a stand and just, you know, do something, you know, like it doesn't have to be like all the time or whatever, but just showing that there's like, you know, a little empathy and care to represent for the communities that we come from. That goes so far. And I'm
I
sure
feel
that
like
you have
sorry, go ahead.
inspired like other artists to want to follow suit and do the
I
same.
hope so, for sure. I really do. For me, it's like just kind of like stepping out of like coming out of my shoes and going to others and like trying to figure out, okay, how would I feel in their position? Like I would hope that someone could, you know, walk up to me and have me something that I need help with, you know, or have a conversation with me. So I just try to do what I would like to be done with me if I was in your shoes. You know what I mean? So
That's it, man.
that's it.
It's like
Yeah.
our slogan, man. Just be a good friend. You know what I mean? Like real simple and plain, man. Just goes
That's
right
it.
back.
That's it. And it just so happens I got a solid group of friends around me who have the same vision. So we just always partner up and help each other to inspire and motivate others. So I'm
That's
grateful
really
for
cool.
that. I'm grateful
I
for
mean,
that.
so before we get Tona in, because I know we're going to get him on in just now, but can you speak to that? You know, about like having, you know, the solid connections with like your team, your peoples. Like what does that mean for you?
It's super important to me because like everyone else, I'm sure like there's a time in your life, and I'm still young. Like I have a lot to go through the
Mm.
same ways, but it's like there's a time where you kind of weed through people to figure out, okay, who's in my best interest, who can I grow with, you know, who could I build with, who do I want to be affiliated with, because not everyone has the same vision. And for that, like going through high school and everything like that, like there's a lot of people who I met who didn't have my best interest. So it took a long time to really solidify who I want around me and who's gonna be there with me when I get to the top, and you know, that kind of stuff. So now that I have like a solid circle around me, I'm really thankful, and I really appreciate it because it means everything. And like there's times, like I said, like, you know, I'm not always feeling the best where I could reach out and have a conversation, and they always are there to listen. So like that means a lot, and it's very important to have those solid people behind you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Nice.
appreciate that, man. I hope y'all
And if you're
taking
not
notes,
there
yo.
yet, like if you don't have that yet, it's gonna come. Like just take time, be patient, but your time will come where you know who's real behind you. So just take your time with it. Don't overthink it. I mean, that's something that I did in the past, but it didn't help me. So just trying to learn from my mistakes and don't overthink too much. Just go with the flow, live life, and always stay true to yourself. That's it, man.
Man,
That's solid, yo.
appreciate that,
That's
man.
you, brother.
Want to
For real,
leave it
man.
like that, man. Yo,
Got you, man. I got you. We speaking
Yo,
facts over
for
here. I
everybody,
love
for everybody watching, you know what I'm saying, the upcoming artists, even if you're not an artist, yo, just on some people thing, man. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to
it's
figure
life.
out, you know, what you want to do in life and like who you should be surrounded by to support your vision and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
brother said, man, stay true to yourself and you'll meet those people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's yo. Thank you, fam.
And yo, just before you dip out of here, you know, for everybody that's in the chats, yo, get familiar. You know, this is a great artist that you should look at. You know, we were just talking about the status and looking at artists and thinking that they're so apart from us. Fame is an example. I'm an example. Mars is an example. Lodge is an example. You know, get tapped in, yo. What's your handle? Let them know what your handle is, bro. Plug yourself.
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram at official Fame Holiday. You can find my music on all streaming platforms, Fame Holiday. I actually got a video dropping tonight at 9 o'clock, so definitely
Jeez.
lock in for that. My new
Come
single is
on,
called
yo.
"Line Me Up." It actually speaks on like violence in the city of different artists passing away, just the jealousy and just a lot of the politics in the city. So definitely tap in. I'm speaking a lot of facts on that record. "Line Me Up." It's on all streaming platforms, and like I said, the video is dropping tonight at 9 o'clock. So tune in.
All
Bless.
right, man. We
Crazy.
appreciate it, man. Fame Holly as
Hey man, I
always, man.
appreciate the platform. You guys keep doing amazing things for real. I got you. Stolen from
Yes, sir,
Africa.
man. I love that, man. Always representing, yo.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Love.
sir.
All
All
right,
right, man.
man.
I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good session.
Sounds
I'm
good,
I'm
man.
gonna still
Appreciate
tap
you
in.
coming through.
I'm gonna tap in. I'm gonna be here.
All right.
Love, love,
Peace,
love.
fam.
Peace. Yeah, man. That was Fame Holiday,
Yes,
man. That's
sir.
a good youth right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely appreciate his vision, his focus. Everything that he's been representing is something that I can align with, and a lot of things to come up in the future. Just definitely look out for that.
No.
Yeah. Now I know we have some more comments in the chats here.
Oh, yeah.
So we got Old Head Mary 2019 says Young Boy, big up yourself. We got Stone for Y saying keep doing your thing, Kings. I see Young Boy in Fame, big movements. Zeko and Tona put me on to you. Good to see you doing big things, man. That's live.
Peace.
Yeah, man.
Super powerful, yo.
What's up? I remember seeing Young Boy growing up. I'm proud of who you became. Shout out to my boy DB, fam. Growing up, I always wanted to be like this guy, fam. So I'm glad that you're proud of me, broski. You don't know.
Yeah. Yo, just to like throw it your way for a little bit, like you've been doing your thing in the community, and it's really good to see you get some flowers. It's good to see like you really, because you are an ambassador. You are one of those individuals that we are able to look at and be like, yo, I can aspire to be like that, and it's easy for people to be like that under or over you know what I mean? So man, I know man's didn't get to like big you up on that award, but salute my G,
Yo, thank you very much, fam. I appreciate that, bro. And like honestly, fam, I think it's the same thing for all of us, fam, Full circle, like what Fame said earlier, like it's a lot more complimenting when you meet people who are aligned to like what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? And it just gives you more motivation to keep inspiring and pushing forward. So that certificate I got, that award, that's all of ours, fam. Don't get it twisted.
But yo, even more than that, like, oh shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
It's all good, cuz.
All good, man.
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, while we wait for Tona to come through, I'm curious to know, like, for the both of you, when it comes to like community and the arts, you know what I mean? Because like, both of you are artists, but you're also like involved in community. Like, what do those intersections look like for you?
I could take that one first, yo.
Go ahead, family.
I think for me, it's important to start community and then build out from there. Like what Fame wrapped up by saying, like when you have a community of like-minded individuals, or when you have like other people that you can relate to and your perspectives like form a positive feedback loop, it only intensifies the impact of your work, and it's easier to come in and make a statement as one of 100 or one of 1,000 or one of 10,000 rather than to come in and make that statement on yourself, like. So I think for me, like going back, I just wanted to give a lot of the shit that I didn't have coming up, and like I just wanted to provide some of the resources that I feel like would have given me like a more beneficial or a more positive, path towards my goals. So like, yeah, it just starts from the passion of like wanting to prevent people from going through the same, ordeals that I've been through, or again, just making shit better, as an artist. That's one of my main focuses, just leave things better than the way that you found them.
Well said.
Leave things better than the way that you found them. That's peace, man. Peace.
Tona said he needs like a new invitation. So
yeah, I just sent it to him. So hopefully he got that.
And if that doesn't work, Tona, just try leaving the car real quick, jump back on, and when you come back on, it will give you the request. You can request to join the live. So hopefully that works. You know.
Man's an expert in this, man. Knows how to bring it together.
Yeah. And like same ways, fam. Like building on that question, you know. When it comes to like community and arts, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of like what Fame was saying earlier, and I was saying as well. It's like, you know, like I realized that my voice is not only my voice; it's for the other people with shared experience like myself. You know. So like when I drop a song or something like that, instead of it being like a 1 day thing, like the release date or whatever, it becomes a moment. It becomes an experience. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that people could look back and reflect on. Like they could say, yo, I was a part of that. You know, they might have seen me that day and I'm like, yo, listen, if I'm doing a video, I gotta bounce, but I'll holler at you after. Then when the video comes out, they're like, yo, word, fam. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just blessed, bro, you know? I know we talk about the origins of hip hop a lot, you know what I'm saying?
Speak on it.
For sure, fam, you know what I'm saying? You know, the last element of hip hop is the knowledge, man, you know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
So it's like, there was, after disco, it turned to like hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Homies was rapping and stuff like that. But then after a few years, like I say around the 1980s, around the 90s, like there was a point where Rakim and them brothers came out and it was like, yo, you got to be like saying something, you know what I'm saying? You got to speak for these things going on, you know?
Yeah.
So for any like upcoming artists listening to this or like, you know, just overall people, like, yeah, fam, just keep it in your mind, like, you know, as artists and stuff like that, and even as people who listen, yo, we got to say, like, yo, fam, speak on that subject, you know what I'm saying? Bring light to that, you know? That's our job, that's our opportunity, and we can use our music to heal our communities instead of destroy them, you know? So,
yeah.
Straight up.
That's it. So I'm just still trying to log in Tona. Hopefully he's able to get the plug there. But yeah, man, you know, connecting, like, you know, healing and building our community, that's exactly like where I see it. You know, when it comes to art and community, I feel like I'm like a product of that. You know, like when I was coming up with being an artist, you know, I was lucky to have like certain programs that were around that gave us like free studio time or opportunities to learn camera skills and then be connected to like mentors and just to really see things from a broader like perspective, but through a creative lens. You know, like we were still getting education. Oh, hold on. I see Tona. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can show it. Like, why is this not working, man? Come on, man. Okay, I sent it.
Tona.
I sent it. Or maybe Tona, if you want to like log off and then log back on, then I think that might also work as well. Hopefully we can get him in. Because I definitely want Tona to come through and really speak on like community as well as arts.
That way.
You know, so hopefully we can get that in. But I think for me, like, you know, like community and arts kind of like saved my life in a way. You know, like I said, if I didn't have those foundations, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. There would be no Stolen from Africa. There'd be no like youth work. That wouldn't exist. You know, so I think like it gave like me like direction and perspective and purpose. You know, really figuring out like what my purpose is, like what are the gifts that I have and how can I like cultivate these gifts and then project them out into the world, you know, as opposed to just being destructive, you know. So so having those lines, the arts really showed me that there was a difference between education and schooling. Like that was one thing that really showed me, you know what I mean? Because the way when I was in school, the structure and the way how it was presented, it turned me off from education. Like I thought schooling and education were one, but like learning through like arts and community through a different channel showed me, hold on, like education can be empowering, but it has to be something that's elevating me. The knowledge that I was getting in school or whatever didn't really resonate. I didn't see the connection with empowerment. So therefore my interest wasn't really there. But through the creative process, I was able to be empowered and then empower others, right? So that's like my foundation, and I feel like I have this like obligation to give back because I know how life-changing it could be just by giving these opportunities, these platforms to explore. You know, it's life-changing, and it would be selfish for me to like have all this knowledge to myself, knowing it can empower somebody and just be like, you know something, I'm not even gonna show them at them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just mad weird to me. You know what I mean? I can't do that. Like I get so excited that I just want to just spread the facts. You know what I mean? Spread the word. You know, so that's why like when I see it, I see the value and the importance of it. And anytime we do like you know workshops in schools and working with young people, it's always the arts that connects. That's always like the go-to. You know what I mean? Like it's always hip hop. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, we're doing the knowledge. You know, and I just love the fact that we're able to like really showcase the lost element of hip hop, which is knowledge in real time. You know, that we're able to do that. So it's incredible.
Very well said, bro. Yo,
Yeah.
man, we gotta hear like a book, bro, about like Logic's story, fam.
Yeah, yo, we ready for it.
Hey,
Like,
man.
that's
Hey.
for you.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, how's things going with brother Tona?
Yeah, I'm trying to plug him in, but I'm not sure what's going on. Like, hopefully, if he unplugs and then plugs back in, I can send him a request. But I'm not sure
Tona,
what's going on.
you still in the
Chat,
car with us, King?
You still here? You in the chat? Because I know he's a busy dude too, and always
Yeah,
want to
man.
respect time, and I appreciate
Time
man
is money.
making the efforts.
Time
Sure.
is money.
And for all those there, you know what I'm saying, who may not know, he should be joining very soon. But Tona is a legend in the city, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mass facts.
He's a great brother, you know what I'm saying? An amazing artist, and all around he's just a good person, you know what I'm saying? So he was one of the next people who's gonna have come on here and chop it up with us. But this Instagram, I'm gonna leave them like a report, like, yo, what's going on? You guys not letting my homie Tona on the call. What's happening, yo? Still not working. Holy.
Can you send an invite? Like, is there like an option?
There should be when you newly join a video, but
Yeah.
that is not allowing him to.
Oh man, that's so strange. I don't understand. Like, I know we're allowed one more person, so I don't understand like what's going on, man. Like,
Word.
we gave Fame the boot, man, so he can be on here. We should just kept him on, yo.
Yo, do you want to try possibly relaunching it and seeing if it could refresh or something like that?
Well, I think Don just left too.
Yeah, your boy just cut.
Okay, so I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like, maybe we can get some folks. We got Segan in the chat trying to give some direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Tona, homie Segan said if you press the arrow next to the live button, you can request to be in the live. So.
Okay.
Yeah, my vibe just chipped out.
No, that's okay though. But like you were able to plug back on, so we're trying to see Tona back on this real quick because he's someone who has like an extensive, view and perspective when it comes to like arts and education. You know, like he's definitely someone who's in the community working with the youths directly. He's an artist himself, part of a few different music collectives, like the Freedom Writers and then Natural Born Strangers, and they're doing their thing musically. And he's someone who's always used his platform to talk about like social issues and things that are happening. You know, like really using that element of knowledge.
Facts.
And he's been doing it for like mad long. You know what I'm saying? Like I've definitely seen his evolution over the years. And it's like really incredible to see artists do that, you know. There's not even an arrow. Oh man. That's wild, man. That's wild. There's no arrow, nothing. He's like he does lives on the regular. I don't know what's going on right now. This is I'm gonna try to send an invite one more time. If not, then we gotta schedule another time because I think it's really important for us to hear what Tona has.
For sure. I was just gonna add in the meantime, Snow Day said the best thing about learning through art and community is that youth are allowed to feel and still have a safety net to get back up. School usually teaches a little, then tests you. We are discouraged to follow through with things that we struggle with. Or
Facts. That's a huge fact, yo.
Mm.
And it's just I find for me like sports and like music and stuff, that was my first opportunity to create like real bonds, you know what I mean? Bonds that exist outside of like, we're from the same hood, or you're my family member, or whatever. It expanded like my community. So it's like, I lie, you like Big L too? I like Big L, or I lie, Vince is your guy. Did you see that through the legs behind the back? And all of a sudden there's this community building and kinship building, like again, back to what I was saying before, like that just intensifies the impact of what we're doing. Like even doing this, you know, having a community of individuals. I'm seeing names that I've seen here for the last couple of weeks now, and it's like we're starting to develop something. So, you know, big up to everybody that's in here. You know, it's a live thing. It's a real love thing, not live thing. It's a love thing. Really appreciate y'all, and you know, it really just intensifies what we're doing, brings it to that next level. So,
Facts.
Ah.
What a mission, bro. Oh my goodness, man. I was about to send you the screenshot that how many times the invitation was denying me.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in here, man. So,
Man,
That's
salute,
cool.
man. Peace to the OG, man, out here.
everyone
doing
good?
the do. I see you, man, keeping well busy, man, in community, man, like on the music, like, man, I just don't know how you do it half the time, man, but we're definitely grateful for your efforts and your contributions to the community, man. So big up to you for all that.
Appreciate it, man. Absolutely, absolutely, man. I've been tuning into the chats every time I can get in there every Monday. So, you know, I already know it's engaging, man, and I'm really glad that y'all are like, you know, this is how you start off the Monday. This is how you start off the week.
That's it.
Sure.
Yeah, man. So I guess like before we get into it, like, you know, let's do a quick check-in with you, man. Like, how are you feeling, man? Like on a scale from 1 to 10, you know, what's your day looking like?
Everything's been cool, man. Like, to be honest, when the whole pandemic kind of started, I was in like St. Lucia at the time.
Okay,
So,
yes.
yeah. So by the time I got back, this is like this is the only reason I know it's been like a complete full circle as far as like 365, as long as we've been under these confines, you know.
Right.
I got out the plane, came to Toronto, and I went back to work over at 4 Youth Initiative.
Okay.
They somehow found out I was away on the weekend because I just kind of slid out without telling anybody about it, right?
Right.
I came back and they were like, yeah, we heard you were gone and whatnot. So they actually sent me home that day to go self-isolate. But everything was open at the time, like everything. This is like they weren't locking down anybody. Like they were on a kind of preliminary basis. So I went home and I was like self-isolating before anyone was self-isolating 3 weeks before. So I was just trying to figure out like exactly what to do with my time, you know?
Right.
And then beyond that, I had this kind of weird infliction where I'm like, is this thing
Real?
really activate? Yeah, exactly. Until it hits close to home. So yeah, I had like one of my aunts actually, you know what I'm saying, in the UK, like, yeah, she on time demise due to, you know, immune deficiencies, man, and complications with it. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's the reality when it sets in. It's like you're with that equilibrium, like trying to balance out whether or not to really, really take your precautions or to really like just take what's happening seriously, you know?
Right.
Understood.
Yeah, that's kind of how it's been. But at the same time, like, you know, I've still been activated, man, making sure that I'm doing whatever I can to not lose it, man, you know?
For sure, yo.
I like that, man. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that pretty much, like, you know, again, like, you know, with the whole like not losing it piece, that connects to with like what we're talking about today, and like the intersections of just like, you know, arts, healing, and community. You know, I feel like you are the intersection of like a lot of these things, you know. So I guess like when it comes to like not losing it and healing it, like in healing, like how does music play a role in your life?
Oh man, music's always been like therapeutic, man. I always looked at it like this is the one time where, you know, in your everyday life, you actually gotta collectively think about what you're saying to other people.
Yeah.
Like you have to. I don't care what anyone says. Like when they talk about how unfiltered they are, you do think about how you address people, and like, you know, you do not want to come off like, you know, a certain inflictions when you're having conversations with people. If you're just a respectful individual in general, man. So I'm like, music is the one time where I don't care about any of that. I really don't care about like how people's perception about, even if it does sound like the worst thing I've ever said. I know it was real and authentic at the time I wrote it and said it. So this is the one time where I have the freedom to do that kind of expression. Only time in my life.
Word.
So I can think about that without reservation. Not only you know, the freedom of expression, the therapeutic side, but also creating. You know what I'm saying? Like that, just creating something from the inception of it, like, and building it, and to kind of find out exactly how people are gonna receive it, or just building something from scratch, man. Art falls underneath so many different umbrellas, like, you know what I mean? Like from interpretive dance to photography to poetry to so many different things, like, and you can incorporate all of that into, you know, underneath music as well, man. So I mean, like, the collaboration aspect, it's everything to me, man. Seriously.
Yo, that's powerful, bro.
Yeah, man. Anybody else want to add on to that?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, Tona, like, you know, I know you've been very active on the music thing, fam, and like, you know, speaking of your music, fam, you're a very outspoken artist, you know. Maybe did you want to talk about ways and how you like came about with the whole movement and the concept behind the music video and the song? Cause that record right there, that's a serious record, fam.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Yo, man, like Neil knows how long like we've been activated as far as like social conscious material.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of people have like, you know, no criticism at all. But like from 2009, we decided that we wanted to address certain issues that were happening. Now that like the world has been sitting down and they kind of have no choice but to deal with the social commentary that we've been dealing with since 2009.
Yeah.
Now they're kind of finding a way to incorporate it into the music, which is fine. You know, anytime you find enlightenment, there's no time limit on it, right? But as far as ways, like, first, before I get into it, like, I just want to thank you, especially like Marley, man. Like, seriously, you really did give it that diversity that I was kind of looking for, and
I'm glad, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I really, really appreciate it, man, because I did want to show like your generation all the way up into, man, like Ian Kamal. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Luke Kamal. Yeah.
I'm glad I can help bring that to completion, fam. You know, it's an honor, and I'm glad to be a part of it, fam. You saw my page, all of that. You know?
Absolutely. Yo, so that, yeah, I wanted to celebrate people that I consider like pillars. You know what I mean? The stuff you're doing in down on Rose Ave and Stolen with Africa, and like a lot of us weren't precocious like that. We weren't able to develop at such a young age, man. And then I see it through you, and I'm just like, man, a part of that is also being like the sagacious element of having the ability to make good decisions at your age, you know?
Yeah.
So I see you doing that, and my mind's blown, man. I'm astounded by it. So I was like, one of the things that drew me towards you, like, instantly, you know? Yeah, so I wanted to show that not only with OGs like, you know, Frankie Payne and like Sling, you know, Marley, and like everybody, you know? And I feel like that should be celebrated. Like sometimes, like, you know, the only time we get community accolades is when we have like AGMs. It's like once a year or something like that.
For real.
Right? We'll give people a community awards and whatnot. I'm like, we're gonna celebrate this like just on whatever day we decide to.
I rate that still, man. I rate that.
Absolutely, bro. So that's what the video was about, man. I was just like the different ways. Not only we're celebrating, you know, a community element into the video. And again, I wrote a long post when I posted it about like, yo, all these hubs that I'm showing, like I work out of them, you know, it's not B-roll stuff. It's like, I'm actually out of the Jane Street hub working out of York Weston. We're just about to reopen now.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm there 2 days a week. And then the rest of the time I'm at 1652 Keel Street over at 4 Youth Initiative.
That's peace. Okay. Yes. Yeah, 4 Youth Initiative.
Yeah, y'all's man, y'all love, you know.
We know, yes, man. But that's dope, man, because that actually connects back to, you know, like this whole like community and the importance of that. So like the intersections of like art and community, which like you're literally doing, you know, and showing that. What is the importance of the two for you?
I remember like even before I became a Yao, I've been a Yao for 2 years now.
Right.
That's dope.
Before that though, I was doing nothing but like program coordination and community development and outreach. But I decided to like I don't like saying infiltrate, but that's kind of what it felt like. You know what I mean? Like
That's hip hop, man. That's hip hop
Get
right
in,
there.
dog.
so I
That's hip hop.
infiltrated like the Toronto Arts Foundation. Like I
Mhm.
just kept applying and applying and applying. I'm like, when I was applying for government grants, I think that's one of the advantages to being an artist in Canada is that the government like allocates a certain amount of money towards the arts.
Right.
So it is something, but it's also like it's not advertised on the side of a bus shelter.
Boy,
Or
you gotta figure it out.
exactly. And if you don't know where to find it, then you're not even aware of it. Right. So that was my job. I was like, I'm going to go in there because back when I was getting rejected for like grants nonstop, I was like, I got to figure out like what's happening in those rooms.
Right.
I'm like, I want to be part of that solution now.
Mm.
So I got in, I worked there for about like a year and a half. And I'm like, I really got to see the intersectionality between community and music and arts, especially in this city, because like, you know, the foundation not only makes those two synonymous, but they come up to your only source of there's musicians out here like this is their only source of living. Like right. They don't have like they're not fortunate to have another job or this is how they eat, right? So it's like trying to figure out ways you can do that in Canada. Like I know better. I'm not taking that kind of risk, like because I just know better. But for the people that do, I applaud them, man, because like you should be able to make a living off of like what you're passionate about. You know?
For sure.
So the two do collide to me, and that's why I work in the field, because I'm like, man, the amount of people that I do meet that are passionate about doing music and wanting to write and create, I'm like, the two are just like natural, man. Like it's just organic. The two come together. So, like, I gotta find a way to make this my career as well.
For sure.
Well said, bro.
I kind of want to build. You touched on one of the hidden resources in the artist communities. Granting. I know all of us are artists. We have artists in the chats. I was wondering if you could provide some insights, towards those conversations that you were able to access once you got at a seat at the table. Like, what's maybe one of the most biggest takeaways that you had that kind of made getting those grants or like getting access to those spaces a little easier?
I find that especially during the adjudication process, which is like where we sit around the table and go through like 400 grants to see like exactly just to see exactly where the money is going to go. Like, so it's based on a jury of your peers that kind of sits around and not only judges the music, but judges like the comprehensive plan that you have around it with your budget, like what you plan to do with it if you do get it, and your contingency plan, which is like, what are you going to do if you don't get it? You're already doing what you're doing when you don't get it because you don't have the money anyway.
Right.
So like, if you don't continue to invest in yourself and think about like not relying on these grants, then it's hopeless. But I find that a lot of people write their grants thinking based on like what they think the jury wants to hear, and they're not really being themselves. They're not telling the real stories. I've seen people that I've known personally without even like getting into it too tough without right. But I've seen people like they're just not telling their stories in their grant. You know what I mean? Like they're not talking about where they've come from, or the struggles they're dealing with as an artist, or even just struggles to pay your rent. Like just being real about like what's actually happening in your life. And I feel like those are the easiest to connect with when you're actually being authentic about it too. Like, so I feel like not only do you have to have that and your plan airtight and your budget, but you have to complement that with the music as well. Like, so that it's all a nice combination. But I feel like, try to be as transparent as you possibly can about like, what you've been through, like, identity issues, man, culturally, like all of those things, like include that in your grant package as well, because again, like some people hold back on that stuff. I feel like it's better to be transparent about it.
Major
No,
gem.
Well
Major.
said, bro.
yeah, that's dope. I mean, there's a few different funding outlets. You know, there's like the Ontario Arts Council. I know there's Factor. There's Art Reach. There's a whole bunch of others. And one thing
Oh,
that I'll add to that is also building a relationship and building rapport with like these funding bodies. So
yep, yep,
before like a grant's even due, it's like wise to like, you know, call and connect and just ask questions, like build that relationship, you
yep.
know, get to know the person on the other end. Because sometimes we look at, you know, these funding bodies as like these like institutions and like these big giants that we can't penetrate or whatever, can't get close to. But there's always people, you know, in position. So find the people and build some rapport with them. So
Yeah, and they're available. Honestly, they don't get enough phone calls, so it's kind of sitting there about like, you know, people are not inquiring and sending emails and whatnot. They're there for that reason. They'll actually set up, well, Zooms now, but like you
yeah.
be able to set up in person, face to faces with them and ask real questions. You know,
That's
the thing,
proper.
instead of, you know, sometimes they don't provide feedback when you get rejected, but that takes 4 months. So I mean, you might as well just cover all your bases like while you can.
Wise.
Proper, man. Now I know like we're coming to an end right now. It's like 12:05, but I just wanted to like leave this one note though. You sent me a link for one of your like programs, I guess, or one of the programs that For Youth is doing, and it's called Ink My Feelings presents The Voice to empower youth through musical creations, and this
Yeah.
is something that happens on Mondays 4 to 5 between April 12th and May 24th. So there's an application deadline April 6th. Now, is this for like just like youth in Toronto, like who just kind of fit the I guess like age category? So it's written for males ages 16 and 24. So can anybody just plug into that?
Yeah, anybody. Usually that program would be like over at For Youth, like they had a studio, but like they weren't like, it wasn't functionally running properly. So I stepped in there and like really got it up to speed. And like when we do reopen, the studio is gonna be available for anybody that needs to record or just wants to come build, or like,
Oh,
yeah, free
Okay.
studio time is unheard of, like where I'm from. So it's like
for
it's
real though.
free,
Come on now.
free, right? It's like you have this space now, so it's like I'll let you guys know when it reopens. But
Mm.
now that we have to do it virtually, Ink My Feelings is just gonna be a platform for creatives to be in a room like this and not only write together, but you know, talk about some of the pieces you might already have done, or you know, just talk about like the pain that actually goes into music, all little comprehensive aspects of what goes into creating songs, producing and writing. Like that's what that program is. And right now it's virtual, but like again, when we reopen, it's gonna be in person in the studio
That's
and
amazing, bro.
run for 4 to 6 weeks, you know.
That's
And
I'm
it's
bad.
looking
actually
forward to that, man.
a youth ambassador that's running that program now, man. He used to attend the studio program, and now like, you know, that's his
He's the guy.
program. So that's the dope part about like
There we go.
youth that attend your programs, giving them a chance to be ambassadors at some point, you know.
And
Okay.
that
Empowering, yo.
to me like one of the most important things, like to me like that's like the successes of like youth programs where the participants now become the facilitators and mentors and whatnot, and it just keeps going. So like, you know, like Mars, you know, young boy was a participant from our program. He graduated high school and now he's back as a facilitator and inspiring, you know.
Yeah.
I think like that's just the way to go. So
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. All right.
Yeah.
So I guess like if people want to get more information about some of the community stuff and get plugged into these programs, where can they go to find that?
Either hit me up through my DM on Instagram, and I'll send you like, you know, there's so many resources. I was gonna send you everything, but I was
I
like,
seen you.
chill,
Gave you
chill.
like 6 already.
Yeah. I was like, let me just chill out. But if anybody needs anything from like food resources to financial support to food banks, um, employment workshops that are happening with the city, like anything, please, like, you know, jump in my DMs or hit me at richmond@foryouth.ca. I'll put it in the chat really quick.
Yo,
So
so all of my people's on the call, you know what I'm saying? I know I got a lot of young kings and queens on the call, you know what I'm saying, from the area and all that, you know what I'm saying? You know, this is something I would definitely take advantage of, or even just like to grow your insight and learn a little bit more, get yourself connected with opportunities. That's what it's all about. And you
right.
know, shout out to our brother Tona, yo fam. you know, what you're doing, you've created a different type of lane in the city, bro. And I just want to say shout out to you, fam. You know what I mean? This is
Yo,
someone who, you know, has had experiences just like every single one of us, you know what I'm saying? But use his impact to like create opportunities for other people and tell the story, like you said, when it comes to the music element, you know what I'm saying? That's the only time he's going in where he's not packaging and whatever. So, you know, we know we're getting the real, we're getting the vulnerable for you. So we appreciate that, bro. Thank you, Tona, man.
yo, thank you, man. Shout out all of you, man. Like, most definitely. Anytime you need me back, let me know and we'll get it right.
That's
Absolutely.
proper, man. All right, man. Well, we appreciate that, man. So that's our time for today, man. Please join us next week, man, next Monday, man, for our community check-in, man. You good, fam? Want to make sure that we're doing good. You're making sure, you know what I'm saying? Like, and really mean it this time. We're not just saying that, like, yeah, I'm good. It's like, nah, like, if there's something going on, like, we're here to support and unpack and figure out ways, right? So that's what it's all about, man. So join us every Monday, man, 11 a.m. Start your Monday off right.
Top of the morning, you know. Thank you to our special guests. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and y'all have a blessed week.
Man.
Reach out to us if you need.
Fame Holiday, yo. Shout out Fame Holiday for coming through.
Yo.
Honey. All right, y'all.
All right, man. We out, yo. Peace, y'all.
Peace.